If you are a multi-passionate girl boss who wants to create, write, teach, learn, connect, and take time for herself and her family and friends, you are listening to the right pod. Hi, I'm Lauren Jean, your go-to podcast resource girl and self and business development freak. I love everything related to development, as well as focusing on self-confidence, letting go of control, and following your intuition. All right, let's get down to the good stuff. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the podcast. I have a guest on today, and I haven't been doing as many guests. I've kind of been bringing everyone through my own story because I know it could be really super helpful for a lot of you guys out there. And been really getting deep with myself and kind of wowing myself in a way. And I've never seen my story go this deep before. So I had someone contact me, and it was in a period where I was kind of feeling like I wasn't sure where I wanted to take the show. I really enjoy talking to people, but I, at that point, was not completely open with myself and allowing things to happen. I was still kind of scared. And if you've guys listened to the other shows, the recent ones actually, you'll kind of understand that transition that I'm dealing with right now, and it's only getting better and better and better. So when Maria contacted me, I was just like really excited, at the same time kind of nervous because I wasn't sure at that point. But I said, hell, let's just do this. I found out, what her areas of expertise were, and I was like, this girl is perfect for the show and for me at this moment. So I'm going to go a little bit into her bio, which I don't necessarily do all the time, but I'm kind of feeling it right now because I just love what she sent me. So her name is Maria Palumbo, and her soul's mission is to awaken women to their innate power. Beginning in community mental health, Maria served as a psychotherapist with a specialty in healing the wounds of trauma. She expanded on her education and expertise in psychotherapy by becoming certified in Yoga and Reiki II. Okay, so recently she burst through the box of psychotherapy to create her own model of self-discovery, which stokes the holy fire in every woman she meets, combining Western and Eastern rituals of healing. And I love this, by the way. Acutely aware of the innate genius in all, Maria works with women, helping them connect to who they are. She is the creator of Body Love Goddess Photo Shoot, an event that is the impetus for a body love revolution. She is also a mentor for brilliant women all around the world through her Awaken to Your Magic mentorship program. You can work with her one-on-one in her mentorship and check her website out for details, including a way to chat with her on the phone about the program. So, Maria, I generally don't read someone's bio, but I just loved it. And you could see I kind of, impromptu threw stuff in there and kind of messed it up, and I don't care. That's how I am. So I want to go into a little bit about what I've been going through. And we talked right before we got on here. So Maria is going to sort of expand on the experiences that I'm dealing with right now and really how this is happening, because I want you guys to understand. And I kind of go with the flow on a lot of things now. And maybe you're not getting it 100%. So I want to bring in someone who really understands that and can explain it a little bit better than myself, since I'm just dealing with it now. So I hired a coach back in the end of January of 2017 when things start to become clear for me. And the girl that I'm working with, Jess Blanche, by the way, she's awesome. She is more into the mindset stuff. And I had no idea where I was headed with her. I was just hiring a business coach, and she was going to help me with mindset. Well, in about a month, I achieved all of my goals with her. And through the power of accountability and her just helping me to sort of open those channels to allow myself to allow things and step into fear. Terrifying fear, by the way, absolutely terrifying fear. Lots of blocks. I had money blocks. I had just blocks that deep down inside, I knew I could do things, really good things with this podcasting. But when it came down to it, I didn't truly believe it. And through working with her, the excitement kind of built up, and I had the opportunity to take a step down again from my full-time job. And I had already done that previously 2 years ago when I really wanted to step into this entrepreneurial world. Well, I struggled for 2 years, had no idea what I was doing. And I'm sure a lot of us go through this. And finally hired her, took a huge investment, scared the hell out of myself, put it on a credit card. And then I was thinking like, holy fuck, what did I just do? But it's only been the most amazing experience and transformation in 2 months, less than 2 months. So I kind of want Maria to jump in here and maybe, I don't know, say what you want to say really, because this is an amazing experience and manifestation is happening. It's constantly happening. Everything is open in my brain and I feel things changing, like immensely changing. The way I'm thinking about life now is completely different. I used to think that the full-time job that I had, which I do like, by the way, I kind of felt like I was going to be there forever, but I realized that was a safety net. I don't actually want to be there, but I was safe there and I enjoyed it. So then why wouldn't I want to stay? But there's so much more to that. It was just really something that I knew wouldn't go away. But now I fully believe and trust in myself. So now I'm slowly letting that go away. And it's not as scary anymore. And things are happening and opening up. So what do you think about this, Maria? Is this crazy? Is this something that you see with a lot of people? Like, what can you say about this? I'm just really curious.
Well, when you say this, what are you speaking of specifically? Like, do you have a specific question or what do you think?
Like the whole manifestation thing, you know, like it was blocked. Now I've unblocked it and things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of thing, like how does this start to happen? How do you start to change that way of thinking? And then without realizing that you're doing it, you're doing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is so normal. A lot of the women that I work with who are beginning their own business, we all go through this period of questioning ourselves and of not really stepping out yet because of fear. But when I work with my women, we really get clear on the fact that they can do what they want to do, that there's nothing stopping them but themselves, which is really incredible. That means that they can literally step forward and make a difference and be open in a way that they weren't before because nobody else is in their way. So when I work with women, I look at ways that how are we in our own way? Like, what are we doing that is kind of tripping us up? And not to demonize it and be like, oh, well, you're being lazy or anything like that. Not to like judge it, but to notice that it's there. And when we look at that, what's happening is there's usually a core, like something from the past, like an old story from trauma, from wounding that hasn't been healed yet, that is kind of manifesting in funky, funny ways of like questioning ourselves or money issues. So there's something underneath it all. And when we do the deeper work to really connect to what is it? Like, what am I holding on to from my past that I didn't even know that I was holding on to? When we do that deeper work and really look inward and give space to what we really feel about now, about our history, and just let that all come up, it's so beautiful because then the blocks that were there between us and our business and us and money and us and other people and us and other opportunity, they begin to melt away because we're giving power to our own hearts and we're healing the original wounding that has impacted the rest of our lives. So I don't believe in manifestation in that, like, the idea of like, if I sage my house and think positive, that somehow that's going to be all I need in order to be like healthy and in order to really create the world that I want. I believe manifestation is about facing ourselves. It's about doing the deeper work to really know what's going on in my heart. What have I been holding on to that I didn't even realize it? What have I been carrying? What stories have I been believing all of my life that are not even my own? You know, that maybe are passed down in my ancestral line. How can I look at those stories and then decide to download and digest the truth about who I am? So manifestation of itself, like the deeper part of it is honestly really recognizing who we are and understanding our belief system. And how do we change our belief system? Like you said, the mindset, which is what you mentioned earlier, that you're working with your coach. How do we really honor and change our belief system so our outside, our external world reflects our worth? If we're dealing with a sense of worthiness, which a lot of women deal with because we've all been through a lot in our lives, if we're struggling with worth in any capacity, it will show up in our relationships, in our relationship to our body, in money, in our business. Like our sense of worthiness will be reflected everywhere we go. When we do that healing of those old wounds and really recognize everything that we've been through, we have a deeper sense of our worth. It's like, oh my God, I am worthy. And I feel like that's kind of what you're saying too. You're saying that you connected to more opportunities because you're getting that you're worthy. Like you are worthy to have a life that you deserve, and there doesn't have to be a struggle.
Yeah, totally. It's so weird because I don't feel like I'm actually putting it out there, or how do I explain that? I don't feel that, I feel like it's coming easier. It's not something that I'm physically doing every day or putting every day. I kind of just started to let things go. And that's where I feel like it was coming easier. And it's so strange. I had even spoke to my coach and I was telling her, I wanted to do this and this and this to sort of help it go along. And she's like, wait, stop. She's like, you don't have to do that. It's already happening. And then she's like, I'm afraid that if you try to put it out there too much, you're going to actually start to block it. So I'm like, wait a minute, stop. Like, how does that work if you're trying to put it out there? But she's like, you've already done the work. She's like, now you just have to allow it to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess maybe that could be a confusing area for people who are just starting in this or just starting to believe in it or starting to see it. So can you explain that?
Yeah. So the idea of trusting the process and that allowing ourselves at the end of the day to stop and turn off. I feel like that's what she's connecting to. Like if we cling and are constantly talking about one thing 24/7, that one thing will not have the energy that it needs to grow, because our gifts, our business grow when we're excited, when we're balanced, when we turn off, when we stop promoting it or stop sharing about it sometimes, when we give space, when we walk away, when we close the computer. That's actually the most important part of my business, is my inspiration. So if you watch me throughout the day, a good day, it'll look like I'm not doing much because I'm connecting with a client on a call, and then I'm meditating, and then I'm being still, and then I'm working out. It doesn't look like I'm doing a lot because I'm letting this energy move in me and through me. And the way to do that is to really simplify and to kind of let go of the chokehold on it and just like let it be and release it and enjoy it. And it doesn't mean that we don't share or request or invite. A lot of my clients are people that have this amazing gift within them, but yet didn't have the confidence yet to believe in it. So some, I actually went to them myself and invited them to do this work with me. And they're like, are you sure? All right, why would you want me? Like, I never would think that I could be this powerful and show up in the world and do my work and have nothing holding me back. I'm like, yeah, you can. So sometimes it's like, it's all about listening to our heart, like inviting the right people, connecting to the right people in our business, taking time away, like letting our energy get refilled up, being like, I'm a musician, I'm a writer, I'm a lover, I love to move, I love to dance, and making sure that all of that is just as important as anything else that I do in my business, as writing the post, as inviting people to participate, as creating my launch. If not more important, I believe that the inspiration is so huge in creating our business. And when we give ourselves time to really just fuel up, it's so much easier to share. It's like, oh my God, I have this gift. Like, gobble it up. it's delicious, you know, and you're delicious, and let's work together. It's like brings that energy to it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I've been doing so much research and so much really allowing that type of thing to happen, to fill up. And I've noticed that when I allow that sort of thing to happen, like when I don't stress myself so much that I have to do this or have to do this, and I kind of fill up my cup, you know, the things that make me happy, I'm more productive and things flow a lot easier rather than forcing it to happen. And these are the kinds of things that are allowing that.
Nice.
Like, be happy, start your morning. I mean, it doesn't have to be this crazy ritual that you hear all over the place. You have to do this, you have to do this, whatever is calling you in your heart to make you happy at that moment. Because I know I don't work very well on, you know, having to do these 5 things in the morning. Kind of just wake up and go with the flow and just see what I feel like doing. Like this morning, I got up, took a shower. I don't normally take a shower first thing in the morning. I kind of let things go, but I've noticed lately when I get up and shower and, you know, feel good, that's a good way to start. And then I took the dog for a walk. I had a cup of tea, and then I kind of got on Facebook and did some responding to people. And then I jumped on here with you, and it just feels good. So I know that when I'm off this call, I'm going to be able to be that much more productive. So however you can make yourself feel good and to sort of raise that happy voice in your head, things will start to flow a little bit easier. And I see it happening.
I love that. And it can actually feel counterintuitive. Like the way for me to move forward in my business, you're saying is not to work on it, or you're saying the way to solve this problem isn't to keep figuring it out and spending all my time spinning my wheels. It's like, yes. And you said it so beautifully. It's like creating the rituals, whatever they are, enjoying our lives. So our business is a reflection of who we are and a reflection of our fun and a reflection of our energy. And it doesn't have to feel like it's punishment. And like whenever I'm working on a project or I have something I'm creating, whenever I take a step away, I go to the bookstore, I just dive into a book, I take in the scenery, the colors, the scents, the smells, I go to a museum, I let the art touch my heart in a way that not many other things can reach. When I do those things, it's like, oh my God, my creativity is just, sometimes it's watching Netflix. Sometimes it's going for a walk. Sometimes it's being with my niece. I love the way you say that ritual does not have to be like standing on our head and then doing those 5 things and making sure this and like being spiritual. Like ritual in itself is just honoring the mundane. It's like seeing the magic in the mundane. And if the mundane can feed us, then there's nothing that can stop us because we don't need anything fancy. We can just be fed emotionally, spiritually by taking a shower and like laughing and having a smoothie. Like life gets to be that easy.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that, you know, a lot of female entrepreneurs are doing this, just living a happy life and doing what they love to do. And that's what, you know, the whole purpose of this is, to make yourself happy, to create the life that you love and have a business that kind of goes along with it, right?
Right. It's important to add to that too, that it doesn't mean that we won't have fear, because sometimes we think, oh, if I'm afraid, that means that there's something wrong. Or if I'm afraid, that means that I'm not ready, or maybe I can't do it. The fear is very normal. Like I remember reading about how firefighters handle going into a fire, and this gentleman, he was a firefighter and he was being interviewed, and they said, you don't feel fear, right? He's like, oh hell yeah, I feel fear. He's like, I feel fear just like anybody else, but I decide to act anyway. I'm going to do what is right anyway. Like mind blown. So the people in our world who are making a big difference, it's not as if they're immune to fear. They still have it, but they're like, I'm going to show up anyway. I'm going to do what I need to do in order to make a legacy, to create change in the world, even if I get scared sometimes, because it's totally normal to have fear.
Yeah, you can't make that go away. That's just not possible. It's like if your fear is gone, then you're probably dead. You're just not there, because you can't make that instinctual part of you go away. It's there, and working with it acknowledging it, letting it be there is great. Like I started reading Liz Gilbert's Big Magic.
I love that.
Oh my God. And where she's talking about, sort of letting her fear ride along, but not letting it drive the car. That's the part that I'm up to. I was like, wow. Like just to see that it's, part of your life. It's part of your family. It's there. You let it ride along. You let it be there, but it doesn't have a voice and it doesn't drive and it doesn't lead you. And that was super powerful because it's like, yeah, it's always in the back of your head.
Mm-hmm.
You're always having those what ifs. You're always having those hows, but don't let it lead your decisions. Don't let it make you do something. And if you feel like you're going to jump into it because there's something so terrifying, just stop and think. Don't act on fear. It's kind of like you want to use it as a power to help you move forward in the right direction rather than letting it take over.
Right. And there's a difference between discernment and fear. So fear is like, I'm not ready, I can't do it, making up all the excuses. And discernment is, okay, what do I need to be ready? Like, how can I be prepared to the highest of my degree? What can I do to be very available and to really feel my fullest power so I can do this? And I was just talking with a client about this the other day, about how, it's so important that we do our own personal work. And so, like when we're doing our own work, when we're working with a healer, like you're working with a coach, right? Like when we're working with someone that can hold us accountable and that can see our power and inspire us and activate us and hold our hand as we're moving forward, that helps us to be doing our own work. So that means we can better inspire other people to do their work and to live their best lives. Like when we have people holding space for us, it's like fear, we can see it better. It doesn't become, it's not as crippling. Fear is just like, okay, it's something that's there. I'm going to handle it. I'm going to move through it. It's okay. I'm going to nurture myself, take care of myself through that. So that's why as an entrepreneur, I would say like the most important thing that we ever do is to do our own healing. And to make sure that we do that regularly, whatever that looks like. Sometimes it does look like working with a healer. Sometimes it's a book. Sometimes it's a retreat. It's just different things. So we know that if we have like this little thing on our shoulder that's bothering us, whether it be addiction, fear, whether it be like old relationship issues that keep coming up, whether it be like money things, whatever it is that we might be carrying, like we get to work on that and honor that and love that and nurture it and heal it. So then our lives reflect our sense of worthiness and our sense of power. That's so important.
Yeah, it really is. I love that. I definitely love that. It's a new way to look at something. It's all about your perspective. And like you said earlier about, your old beliefs, because growing up, our parents aren't purposely putting these fears into us, but they're growing out of experiences. And maybe it's not your parents. Maybe, like you said, it's a past relationship. It's maybe something that happened in school or with your friends. These are sort of put into us when we're kids. And I see this with my daughter now. So I try to work with her as much as I possibly can and let her know that, the communication is completely open and to not hold things in. Don't ever hold things in. Get it out somehow. She journals, she talks to me. Those are the two biggest things. I have my 8-year-old writing things down when she's afraid. And if she wants to talk, she'll talk it out. So like, these are the kinds of things that we can do with coaches or healers or any kind of community that you're a part of. Just let the fear out. Like, don't give it that power. Really, really work with it and try to really understand where it's coming from. Mm-hmm. And I bet it's from something that had happened to you in the past, because then where else would it come from?
Always. It's always past. It's like never the moment. I was going to write this. I need to write an article on this. This is such a great topic. I love it. The idea that when we get like really triggered or feel upset in the moment, whatever it is, fear coming up from whatever person or whatever thing, it is never that thing. It's never, oh, that person is such a bitch. Like, there's something wrong with that person. It's because that person is just a reflection of someone very similar where from our past, where our original beef is with, right? Like our original issue is with that teacher or that parent or someone. And there's someone now that we're dealing with that triggers that old feeling that we had as a kid when our dad did X or our mom did Y, right? So it's like there's nobody that can hurt us. Nobody can do anything to us now that we're adults. Like we have free reign. And when we really look at healing our old wounds, then it's like no one really can hurt us. Like no one can stop us from anything. And like we're like free to have a life of like health and joy and abundance. There's like, that's what we have and that's what we get. And life just gets to flow like that when we don't give people power. And when we go to like, for example, I'll ask my clients, like, who does that person remind you of? Like this person is like representing, it's like an archetype for somebody in your life or something in your life that you went through. And it's like the minute that we take the goal or the focus off of whatever that is, that person, that like thing that we think is like taking over, when we take the focus off of that and put it to ourselves, it's like, wow, there's so much freedom here. Like I know nobody else has the power in my life to dictate it. I hold the power. I drive here, not fear, not somebody else, not an old story. It's me.
Yeah, it's all within us. And I feel like at the same time, we're terrified of that exactly, of being able to make all of the decisions. Because I feel like, you know, we're brought up in this world where you go to school, you get out, you get a comfy job, and that equals happiness. And then when you break out of that and you have all of these decisions to make, it's overwhelming, it's scary, and it's like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? But you know you can. And I feel like that's where you really need to start your journey of self-development in finding out what it is exactly that you want for yourself, because most of the time we don't even know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what that is because we've never had that freedom before. We've always had this job that has held us down. We've had family where we have these obligations, or we feel like we have these obligations. We always have something that's stopping us. And those are the fears that are holding us down. It's again, it comes right back to those beliefs.
Yeah, asking for help is so big in that too. I know I just hired a team of women to help support me in my business, and asking for help, that is extremely difficult for a woman. Then you add an entrepreneurial woman onto that, and like, whoa, like reaching out for help, letting someone in to support us, to guide us, to be there for us. So like that whole process of me hiring people, like I interviewed a lot of people over the last like month. I was talking to like graphic designers and website gurus and content builders and business managers, and I was trying to find the right people, and finally I came across the right team of like around 6 women who are phenomenal. And learning, like this process for me has been learning how to ask for help and how to let myself be helped. I know like a lot of the moms that I work with, there's this idea of I got to do it all on my own. Like I have to do this all on my own. I'm alone. And because in our society, we're very like built on independence. Like I made this by myself. This is my child. And we have this sense of like confidence when it comes to doing something by ourselves. But in many other societies where there's a tribe, people are more connected, and there's a more sense of community. And I believe that when we're doing big work in the world, we need to really be asking for help and getting support and hiring a mentor, hiring a therapist, hiring as many people as we possibly can to help us move forward. Because just like we can't be parents alone, we can't like have a business alone. We need to really be connected to other incredible women. We need to be networking. We need to have a system. Otherwise we burn out fast. And I've realized that like if I'm in my room all day, not connected at all to anybody else except my work and my clients, it's not sustainable. But the minute that I ask for help and the minute that I let other people in, oh my God, there's so much energy there. But like in the beginning, I feel like new moms and new business owners are very similar. Like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I got to do all of this on my own, I'm feeling overwhelmed. This is really hard. No one told me it was going to be like this. Like, oh my God. And there's like this like range of emotions, right? Like, this is so exciting. This is so scary. What am I doing? And that is so normal. And I feel like as we get more mature in our business and maybe even parenting, it's like, okay, all right, if this comes up, like they get sick, like things are going to happen. No one's going to die. No one's going to we're going to take care of everything. Like, it's going to be fine. We're going to move forward. Like, we're going to take care of ourselves. Like, it's not a catastrophe, So it's like we learn how to stand on our own feet by like trusting ourselves, and then by saying, hey, can you help me? Like, hey, can you watch the kid? Hey, can I hire you? Hey, can I do this? Like, asking for help is so big. And I think the most powerful women that I know are just so good at it and so good at being vulnerable. Like, dude, I need to hire you for this because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. Like people who are willing to not know and get help in what they don't know, like make the most profound difference and are doing so freaking well.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Asking for help is definitely a hard thing. But yeah, it's going to help in so many ways. It's going to help with that stress. I mean, wow. Like what you said, just a lot. There's so much there. There's really so much there. Yes. And yeah, when you can let go of that control, it's just like you can take a step back and breathe. Enjoy what you've created. And not do the things that you hate, because that's what's sucking the energy out of you, is doing those things that you hate. Like things that you hate, you can do. You don't have to do everything as a mother. I mean, there's so many things that you hear that you should be doing. And first of all, I hate that word should. I try not to use it ever. There's nothing that you should ever have to do. If you don't want to do it, just don't do it. Find someone else to do it, or think, does it really need to be done? Really? Or is this something that I was taught should be done, right? Think about that.
When I first got married, I had like this feeling of like, I was this high, huge, gorgeous high, like my wedding, whoo, like a honeymoon, whoo, high. And then when I came home, I got scared because I realized like, oh my God, do we have to start eating on China now? Like, do I need to be cooking like every single night? Do I have to be burdened by this marriage? Does that mean I turn off my sex drive for other people? Like, what does this mean? And I remember having this like crisis of faith because I didn't see marriages around me that I wanted to emulate, right? And I, at that time, when I was newly married, which when we're new at anything, we're really vulnerable because we're trying our best and we're looking at other paradigms to fit into because we don't yet know that we can do our own, right? So when I was newly married, even though we had been living together for 4 or 5 years-ish, I forget now, around 4 or 5 years, I still had this feeling of I have to do it like other people did it. Otherwise, I'm going to fail. I'm not good enough, So it's like, I don't want to say that there's anything wrong with us comparing ourselves, even though like a good coach would be like, don't compare yourself, like focus on yourself. Like when we're new to something, we compare, we doubt, we fear our abilities. We're not sure. We get overwhelmed. We don't know when to ask for help. We don't know that we don't have to do certain things because we think we got to do all of the things because we're looking at like the media, we're looking at our parents, we're looking at society to get our answers because we're new. And then when we take time to like take a deep breath, like you said, and just say, hey, what do I really want to do? What really turns my heart on? Like, what feels really delicious for me, and let me go there. And it's like, okay, like marriage is just one long date. Like that's okay, great. I can handle that. That's fun. I like that. Okay. All right. Like that's, we redefine and we create our own truth about our business, about our relationships, and we do it however we want. And it's just so much fun.
Yeah, it really is. It turns into fun once you open your mind up and realize that you can do whatever you want to do, and you really don't have to listen to what other people say. You can take into consider their opinions, and you can try things, and you can stick to something for a certain amount of time, and then you can just stop. Because, I mean, really, we are judging ourselves more than anyone else. Everyone's worried about themselves. They don't have time to be thinking about you. They really don't. They really don't have time to think about you. You know, when you think that, you know, you're at a wedding or something, you don't want to dance because you go, when you worry what everyone else thinks. No one cares about you, honestly. They really don't. We're so caught up in our own heads. And that's what stops us a lot of the times.
Yeah, life is too short not to like wildly dance soberly, like everywhere, and you know, and to live it the way that you wanted to live it. And that means some people will like it and some people won't. But you know, now it's like in my business has really taken off, and I realize it's because I stopped trying to be what I thought I should be. Like I stopped trying to fit into some like spiritual guru mold, because I'm not that person. Like I'm like very down to earth and very vulnerable and very real with my clients. Like I walk with them in their journey. Like I'm very transparent. I say, look, I'm struggling with this too. I'm there with you. I have empathy. So I don't feel like I fit into this like crystal superior mold that I feel like is sometimes in the healer realm. And like, because of that, it's like I attracted my ideal client. My business blew the hell up very quickly, like overnight. I'm doing something that I love. I created a program that I love because it's fun for me and it has my heart, and it's not like how anybody else is doing it. So it's like I stopped comparing myself and saying, oh, I need to do it like X, or maybe I should do Y because other people do it. I'm like, no, I'm doing this, and that means I'm breaking the mold. And so like I'm attracting people who also break the mold. So there's like some struggles with that, just because it's not easy to be different. But at the same time, it's so refreshing and it's so fun to know that I can do it however I want. And then that's what the world needs. I love that quote that, you know, don't try to figure out what the world needs and do that. Rather figure out what makes you come alive and do that. Like that is what the world needs. Us being alive, coming alive, being on fire for whatever it is, and then shining that and doing it.
Yes, 100% agreed. I love all of that. This is such a great conversation, Maria. Tell us where we can find more about you and your programs, because I definitely want to check out more about you.
Thank you. Yeah, this has been so fun. So my website is mariapalumbo.com. And on there, on the very top of the homepage, you can actually schedule a consultation with me. And then you can apply to be considered for my mentorship. And when we get on a call, we can find out if I'm a good fit for you in actualizing your energy and getting you to the next level. Super transformative, incredible work that has women are just like waking up like every single day, just like more awake, more alive, more joy, more health. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. So women who are interested in working with me, I really suggest getting on a call, filling out the application, which is going to be linked on your confirmation page when you sign up for a call with me, and see if I'm the right person to help you get to the next level in your life. And yeah, I love connecting with women about really emerging in their power and not letting anything hold them back, being absolutely unstoppable, because that's how we all deserve to be. And that is our birthright, being unstoppable.
Yes. Thank you so much. This was great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. I hope you got tons of useful information out of the show today. If you want to grab the resources and links that you have heard in the show, you can go to the blogcast section on my website at thelaurenjean.com. Or if you just want to listen to the pretty pod player, you can check out the podcast tab on the website. Again, that's www.thelaurenjean.com. Talk to you guys next week.